everybody, Lydia here with Build Show, and today we're going to go over something that is constantly in my DMs, emails, questions all the time. What am I doing wrong with paper tape? Why do I have bubbles? Why is it wrinkly? Why is it acting up on me? So let's go ahead and run through some of these scenarios really quick. I have pretty thick mud here, pretty thick compound. I left it thick because I think a lot of you are using your mud too thick, which is a very common problem. So this is literally straight out of the bucket +3. +3 all-purpose, you can tape with either. I would actually prefer you guys tape with all-purpose if you're going to. It has a little bit stronger of a hold. But let's go ahead and go over some common problems. Number one, that would be blisters. Or if you have air pockets behind your tape, so you go to coat over it and there's like a blister, or like you can tap on it and it sounds hollow. So that is coming from not enough mud. So let's say you're taping, and I see this all the time, you're going like this. Like, don't do it like you're not gonna get a good even coat there. It's like way too much mud in a lot of areas. You know, the whole thing about paper tape is that this mud here is gonna be the glue. So we have paper face, glue, think of it like that, paper face. It's going to be the glue that is then holding our paper to the paper face. So when I do this, I take my knife and I load, and I actually do a side swipe motion. You can do a full 6 too if you want. I see that a lot also. That's totally fine if you want to go ahead and just do, you know, a full 6 on there. Whatever it is, just make sure you have enough mud behind the tape. If there is not enough mud behind the tape, it won't hold it. So also important when you are working with paper tape, has 2 sides. It has a creased side and then an indented side. You want the creased side against this flat here. Because what it's going to do is it's going to line up right there. If you flip it, you'll always see that line right there. So make sure you always have your creased side against the wall. You're going to take it and you're going to line it up the best you can. Against this joint here, we want this lining up as much as we can down the entire flat. We want everything to look nice and straight. So say I do it like this and I'm not like pushing really hard. If we're doing this, like if we're starting at one end, like just starting like right here and pushing, you're gonna end up with something like that. And then that's not gonna look good at all. I mean, same thing. I mean, we want to start in the middle when we are wiping our tape. So if you have wrinkles, no big deal. You can just take your tape, pull it off, push it back down, get it recentered. You can kind of like tug on it. It's got a little bit of a stretch to it. So you can kind of just get it to come back and lie down nicely. And when we wipe, we're gonna start in the middle. So say this is a big long flat. I'm gonna start in the middle. And I'm gonna push hard and work one way. And then I'm gonna come back and push hard and work the other way. So as you can see, I even have some wrinkles right there. And if you had those, super easy, just come back through. If they're just on one part of the tape, you can actually just take your knife and just kind of angle it a little bit and get it to wipe down. Now I am pushing pretty hard when I'm doing this, because what I want to do behind here is I want to get the mud to spread evenly all the way across this tape. Because what happens is when we have blisters, I'll pull this back. See how nice that is? Like, it's really nice. There's a ton of mud there. A blister is going to look like that. So, you know, if you're wiping your tape, I got to make sure I don't push more mud back into it. Okay. If you're wiping your tape and you have a lifted edge like this, it's going to be a blister, because there's not going to be any mud back behind there. So see how there's like just pretty much air, and then when we move further down, see if I can do it, there we go. So when we move further down, we have nice mud all behind this tape, and that's what's going to hold the tape down. So if we don't have any mud, there's nothing holding the tape. So that would be a blister. If you wind up running into this, especially if you're not experienced with taping, you will run into this. You're just gonna wanna go ahead. So let's say I'm wiping my tape and I'm like, oh man, that edge isn't sitting down. I'll take it and just kind of like jam some mud up in there. It's way, way easier to fix this when you're taping than it is after it's done. If you run into this after you've taped and you have a big blistered spot like that, you can just kind of lift up the dry tape, pack some mud back behind it, and then let it sit for about a minute or so to soften up and then wipe it back down. Another option is you can cut it out, retape over it. Really depends on how big it is and where it is. But if they're like big, huge blisters, like right in the center of the tape, you're just gonna wanna go ahead and cut it out and retape it. It's very, very common, especially with people that are not using enough pressure when you're wiping the tape to get blisters, because the whole action here is spreading that mud across. You also wanna check after you tape that your tape is actually in the bevel. If you don't push hard enough, it won't be in the bevel. So you'll come back and you'll have, your flats will be completely crowned out. And then you're never gonna get them to go away unless you split them like a butt joint. So make sure, nice hard pressure, even. And this mud is a little thick for taping. We're making it work, but I would definitely go thinner for sure. But this is what we wanna see back behind our tape. Really nice, even coats. So sometimes you'll be wiping and it'll kind of move up the wall like this. So it'll kind of like totally get off the flat. If that happens, like say you're wiping and you're like, oh no, it got off the flat. Just go ahead, take it. This is what I do. I take it, I pull it back, get it back to where it's recentered, and then just go ahead and lay it back down again. It's not gonna hurt it if you have to move it a little bit. You wanna get on it when it's wet, obviously. You don't want it to be dry when you're doing that, or start to dry. You can always add extra mud back behind it. It's really not like an end all be all. So say I'm wiping that and I'm like, oh no, and it's like half dry. Just pull it back, slap some fresh mud on it, and put it back down again. This isn't gonna like start falling apart or doing anything weird, touching it over and over again. But you do wanna get on it pretty quickly. You don't wanna like string a ton of tape out, especially if you're new to this, and then try and wipe like all of your flats all at once. You can break them up into like smaller sections, work sections. You can even, so say I'm taping and by myself, you could always kind of just like do a section like this, put your tape up. Let's see, we'll do a longer piece. Okay. So say I'm working a section like this, you could always put your tape up, you know, just kind of hold it. You can wipe as you go. Because when I do that, it's gonna stay. And then you can take your extra mud, come over here, and then just kind of wipe it and guide it down the wall. That's a great option too, so that way you know you're on fresh mud. If the mud starts to get too dry or too crusty, it's just not gonna lie down nicely. So working with paper tape is pretty simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Lots of mud, lots of pressure. Start in the middle, work towards one angle, come back, work towards the other angle. That way you know you have your mud spread evenly and consistently throughout the entire flat, butt joint, angle, whatever it is you're working on. Pressure and long, smooth strokes are the name of the game when it comes to taping and paper tape. So that's it for me this week. Hopefully this helps. I've seen a lot of bad videos of taping and a lot of homeowner and even construction people stuff that has not looked great. So give it a try. Use all-purpose too if you're taping. It's a little bit slipperier. I have +3, but all-purpose really is my favorite to tape with. Anyway, that's it for me this week. As always, you can check me out on all the socials under Drywall Shorty, and I will catch you next week with a brand new video all about drywall.